Welcome to London, to welcome to the Palladium, and to welcome to all of you, the one, the only, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Put that cookie down.
I think they're pleased to see you.
Great energy in here. I love it. I love it. So I just want to say right off the top, and thank you to the publishers, Penguin, to organize this event here. And thank you, Jake, for giving us your evening and interviewing me here. You are a very successful podcaster and sport broadcaster, and you've done so many wonderful things in your life, so I really appreciate your time that you're giving us here today, so thank you very much. Let's give him a big hand.
That's incredibly kind of you. You know, I was reminded just when we heard Arnold ringing around the Palladium. You know, all those years after you would have sat in your bedroom and dreamed of being the world's greatest bodybuilder with a crowd chanting your name. Here we are, all these years later, and the same thing is still happening. It has been some journey, hasn't it?
Well, it has been, and the interesting thing is it reminds me somewhat here this evening of 1966. When I came to London the first time as a 19-year-old boy to compete in the Mr. Universe competition at the Victoria Palace, which is a theater that still exists, and it was packed and people were screaming there. I mean, I was 19 years old, but I was the only one in the competition that had like a 20-inch arm. And so they never saw a 19-year-old kid having 20-inch arms. And so when I hit my double bicep pose, people were just standing up and screaming, Arnold, Arnold, Arnold. It was like really unbelievable for a 19-year-old kid to go, kind of like abroad and to go to England. First time that I was on an airplane flying, coming over here. And then to have this kind of a reaction. And then a year later, I came back and I won the Mr. Universe contest, and I became the youngest Mr. Universe ever in the history of my career. So it started all here in London, and then the following year, 1968, I came back and won the Mr. Universe contest the second time, 69 the third time, and 1970 the fourth time, and so I won it like and then Mr. Olympia and all that stuff. So it was like really my bodybuilding career started really in England.
Yeah.
And this is where I won the first big competitions like that, and that's what got me to America to fulfill one of my dreams besides being a bodybuilding champion and all that. So I have fond memories of England and of London and of the kind of reception that I got here. So it's great to be back here again after all this time.
You mentioned one of the films, Batman and Robin. There's a lot of people asking whether you watch your own films, and also, do you have a favourite?
Well, I don't have a favorite. I have some favorites. I think that, first of all, of course you watch your movies, because when the movie is done, before the audience ever sees it, you screen the movie with the director and with the other actors to just see your reaction to it, and then you maybe have some suggestions how to make changes or you love it the way it is. I remember one time I saw Terminator 2. I saw that right after Jim Cameron was finished editing it, and we were supposed to show it now to Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses, right? So because they were doing some of the music in the movie, and he wanted to see it just so he gets an idea of what music to put in there and stuff like that. And so he was showing me the movie with Axl Rose and the members of the band. And then afterwards he comes up to me and he says, "So what do you think?" And I said, "I loved it. I think it was a straight 10, except it was like 15 minutes too long for me." And he said, "Okay." And what did he do? The next day he cuts out a 3-minute scene that is a self-contained scene of me changing my computer, my battery up there in my head. It was a great, great scene. The thing that happened. And he takes this scene out to punish me for saying that the movie was too long. So anyway, he took the scene out, and then he took out of every 24 frames, 1 frame. He shortened the movie that way also. And it did come in, I don't know if it was not 15 minutes shorter, but it was shorter in any case. And of course the movie was the highest grossing movie of that year, not only in America but worldwide. It made over $500 million and all that stuff. But I learned how to say things to directors that when I saw him, that he punished me for saying that the movie was too long. So now I always watch the way I communicate the suggestions and stuff like that very carefully.
Very wise.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I mean, to answer your question about what's my favorite movie, it's definitely Terminator 2, True Lies.
Oh,
I think that Kindergarten Cop, Twins. Predator. Get to the chopper! Dylan, you son of a bitch.